Level Earth Observer. I've come back to have another look at his channel once again. He's one of my favourite flat earthers because his videos aren't as long-winded and purposely confusing as the others. He gets straight to demonstrating how much of an idiot he is, which makes writing these video scripts much easier. Last time I covered him, Mr. Observer seemed to have some trouble understanding how the space shuttle works. We established he's very good at watching videos and making things up on the spot. Only the finest scientists expose themselves to such scientific rigour as making baseless claims with no experimental evidence. I'm really hoping he shows us some kind of new repeatable experiment or new mathematical formula that can predict the behaviour of an object on a flat earth. You know, scientific stuff. Let's see. Nah. Boring. Seriously? Wait a second. Ahaha! He seems to have convinced himself he's unequivocally proven the flat earth theory. Finally! Maybe it's a working model that accounts for every natural phenomena. Maybe he's built his own rocket and will show us the lack of curve himself. Maybe he's travelled to the ice wall and shown us the government lies once and for all. Come on, let's see what we've got on our hands here.
Liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis. Final visit to enhance the vision of Hubble into the deepest grandeur of our universe.
Okay, Houston, the Falcon is on the plane at Hadley. Roger, Falcon.
No one on this earth can refute this, and it destroys the globe earth theory. In fact, what I'm going to show you can be tested and verified by every single person on this earth. Like I've just stated, the results of which prove the globe is scientifically impossible.
Yes, finally! A repeatable, predictable experiment. Elio, you're a man after my own heart.
A demonstration that can be tested and verified by all, that proves rockets don't work in a vacuum. You need something to push off to enable your rocket to fly.
Oh, I'm really disappointed, Elio. I thought we had something special here. I'm honestly heartbroken, and I'll probably have to see a divorce lawyer after what you've put me through. Elio here seems to think that he has evidence of a rocket in a vacuum not working. Of course, his evidence for this is showing us a video of a rocket in a vacuum working.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Elio's argument here is the rocket is pushing off the glass surface of the vacuum chamber, and that's what's causing it to generate thrust. Of course, this is nonsensical and stupid. One of the most basic things we learn in physics is Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This is how rocket engines work. By accelerating gases away from the rocket through a chemical reaction, rocket engines exert an equal and opposite force onto themselves, and thus can travel through space. It has nothing to do with pushing on a solid surface. The act of accelerating the gas away causes the thrust to occur. The best example I can think of is a gun. A gun has recoil because the bullet being fired exerts an equal and opposite reaction on the gun, and so the gun has recoil. If you were to place a gun in that vacuum chamber and fire it, you wouldn't see the gun wait for the bullet to hit the wall before it has recoil. It's the same idea as the rocket engine. Leo has chosen this video specifically because he can pass it off as supporting his nonsense. This pathetic little puff of smoke means nothing. Can I approve this? Well, unlike flat earthers, the answer is yes. A wonderful channel called Warped Perception also did a similar experiment, except this time he attached a scale so we can see when thrust is produced and how much is produced. I'll play a little excerpt for you.
Not only did our solid rocket motor burn in a vacuum, but it also produced thrust during those initial moments of ignition, which is exactly what I was looking for to support Newton's third law. Because any thrust produced under these conditions is produced off of the pure reaction of the fuel burning and not from the thrust pushing against air or an atmosphere.
Well put. Just to reiterate, you can see in the video that the rocket starts producing thrust the instant that the gases start accelerating out of the rocket. They're not pushing off air because it is in a vacuum, nor are they pushing off the walls of the chamber because they have not reached the walls of the chamber yet. It is simply the equal and opposite reaction of the acceleration of the gases exerting a force on the rocket.
Now, it doesn't matter what anyone says, what anyone does. The only thing that can refute what I've just said is a demonstration showing a rocket flying in a vacuum without it pushing off the sides of the walls of the vacuum it's residing in.
Ooh, pick me. I'd love Leo to comment on the video I just presented. Of course, he won't. Flat Earthers will never make videos on evidence that absolutely demolishes them. If they can't twist the truth about an experiment to fit their worldview, they ignore it. It's as simple as that.
Now you've got to show an air pressure system residing next to a vacuum without solid separation to back your absurd, scientifically impossible claim. You're not going to be able to do it, are you? Because we know every single vacuum that resides next to an air pressure system requires solid separation.
What a pisser.
Another common flat earth argument that gets boring. Flat earthers have this idea that the Earth's atmosphere is uniform and there's a sudden point in space where the atmosphere ends and space starts. Of course, that's not the case. As you go up, the atmosphere thins out until there's effectively no atmosphere left. This is easy to prove. It's the reason why many Everest climbers bring oxygen tanks with them. You could even get one of those high altitude balloons and put a pressure gauge on it and plot the results. There's a demonstrable experiment for you, Leo. There is no magical cut-off point where the atmosphere suddenly stops. It's a gradual decline. Earth's atmosphere, just like everything else on Earth, is subject to gravity. This keeps it down here where we need it. Well, Leo disappoints yet again. Looks like his content will never change. The tried and true method of look at video and misunderstand it will live on for a while, it seems. I was really hoping for something more substantial, but like a kid in a broke household on Christmas, I feel more disappointed every time around. Thanks for tuning in for another video. Hit that like button and subscribe. Cheers!